when the outside is ravaged by fierce winds and snow. The interior of a motorhome is the safest sanctuary. Not only is it equipped with an integrated heating system, it also boasts a luxurious and spacious interior. Show off your culinary skills. You can also enjoy the snowy spectacle outside. When the blues moment arrives, this will fill the entire RV camping experience center. When a blizzard hit Freljord at -20 degrees Celsius, he then took his wife back to the old place. The cold environment and fog shrouded the jungle. But this is exactly the camping life the two of them were looking for. After driving for 2.5 hours, it finally stopped in an open space. Taha, who had just gotten off the car, connected the folding ladder to the car door. Then he took a plastic shovel from the front of the car. The plan is to shovel away the heavy snow. Set up a base. The wife then pressed the light control button on the main control panel. Then adjust the heater to the appropriate temperature. Clear the snow that has accumulated on the wooden floor. After the two worked together, the basic setup for the RV is now complete. Due to the rigid requirement of 4* for internal space, the interior temperature was further increased to over 20 degrees Celsius. Taha then took out the tent bag. Plans to expand external capacity. While you're at it, see a natural silver-clad wonderland. Building in low-temperature environments is that difficult. Even the ground spikes instantly stuck to my fingers. Ultimately, through their joint efforts, she finally managed to calm her husband down. At a low temperature of -20 degrees Celsius, water droplets formed on the windowsill. The wife then pushed open the fogged window. Make a steaming cup of coffee. Taha warms the body. It was really wrong. When the blue hour arrives, this is the most spectacular moment. Looking up, all I saw was blue. And in just 2.5 hours, ice cones formed on the car body. But in the icy and snowy world, the RV is still warm and comfortable. My wife started preparing dinner early today and pushed open the RV door. Looking at the snow falling all around outside, I finally understood the meaning of camping in a blizzard. And this is also the most sweet couple in the RV Roadwind family. Sweet peach cream poured over pan-fried meat, using macaroni as a staple food. It is a unique Turkish dish. The snowflakes outside slowly drifted down. Taha ignited the heater. As for the steaming hot dinner inside the tent, shelter under the blizzard. This is the original intention of camping. And the seemingly beautiful snow scene. For the two of them, it was truly a terrible storm. The footprints here were buried again in just 10 minutes. The cold lamp in Taha's hands grew heavier and heavier. The two arrived at a small path not far away. Wrapped the night camera around the tree trunk, detecting nocturnal wildlife activity. Ensure safety around the RV. Construction work for the day is now complete. Dim lighting illuminated this white area. until the hazy dawn of the next day. The two of them huddled together on the sofa, made of a height-adjustable table. The blizzard stone artifacts in the forest were elusive, but it is something to yearn for. The heater that lasted all night. The car interior wasn't too cold. Taha put the height-adjustable desk back in its original position. Under the blizzard, the two also planned to enjoy breakfast. Peel the sausages from the refrigerator. Add to beaten eggs and fry. You can also enjoy the scenery outside at the same time. Enjoy a delicious meal. The two then got out of the car to get some fresh air. The tent, which had been covered in snow overnight, was now filled with snow. Snow removal on Taejong facilities. The wife walked in the snow. The snow had almost reached waist height. Traveling in a motorhome is incredibly difficult. But the Unimog has superior off-road performance. Taha returned to the cockpit and started the vehicle. The two embarked on their next snow camping trip. But the fog and blizzard on the mountain blurred visibility. Two figures appeared behind them, seeking help. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be his friend. RT was not driving the yellow RV. Instead, it was a car stuck in a ditch of snow and mud. Taha immediately connected the tow rope to the rear of the vehicle. A single press of the accelerator would solve ATI's immediate problem. The two groups of people slowly drove away from the muddy area. When you are still lying in bed, unable to sleep, why not watch an episode of Blizzard Day to relieve stress and help you sleep? He is a blessing for those who suffer from insomnia at night. After reading this, you're guaranteed to sleep until you naturally wake up. I'm guessing your left foot is currently crossed over your right foot. Moreover, the phone's battery level is around 60%. Hurry up and leave a comment about the human-machine interaction. Now, let's move on to tonight's bedtime story. Freljord, in early winter, a blizzard began to fall, and we drove into the forest with my wife and dog. At this time, a fierce blizzard raged. But the couple would... He loves this kind of blizzard camping life. Taejong rolled down the car window, discovered a fantastic campsite. So, he stepped on the gas, intending to station again. The blizzard, mixed with hail in the sky, stopped pouring down. Taha eagerly opened the car door. The stairs were removed to make it easier for his wife to get in and out. At this moment, the blizzard descended rapidly from the sky. But both of them kept smiling. However, this red heavy-duty RV hides a secret. Pull out the side extension panel. This can increase the space in the RV. Only to steel pipe supports are needed, fixed under the expansion board. You can then get a place to appreciate nature. Small platform with snow view. At this time, Taha's remaining hair was already frozen and frost-covered. But long-standing snow camping, the two had long been accustomed to it. It was just that her ears turned slightly red. A small balcony with a frame also needs to be protected from wind and rain. So this layer, a rigid plastic film, will suffice. In addition to the vehicle's own heating system, Taha will use an additional portable outdoor fire starter. Use dual heating measures to ensure warmth at -20°C. At this point, the small balcony could already provide shelter. Most of the cold wind sky was now in a beautiful blues moment. Faced with such extreme cold regions, Taha chose to use biofuel pellets as the fire source. Finally, it was ignited using a musket. The temperature inside the car gradually rose. At this time, the sky gradually darkened. The cozy interior of the RV is quite luxurious. 2 sofas connected in the middle. This extendable table creates a living room. The wife is preparing in the open kitchen. Regional culinary showcase for 2 native Turks. He's already a master at grilling meat and fish. After marinating the fish in the baking pan, put it directly into the stove. This allows you to take advantage of the time to enjoy a performance. Blizzard at night. As night fell, the blizzard in the sky intensified again. The storm blew the snowflakes into diagonal lines. But by this time, the top of the small balcony was already covered with snow. Taha will put the curtain on the door. The temple then pushed the accumulated snow out. Unfortunately, blizzard's sheer size led to snow leaked through the cracks. He looked out the window. An endless white zone. What's even more troublesome is the snow on the platform gradually thickened. So Taha had no choice but to shovel the snow. But even amidst such beauty, it's a bittersweet moment. It needs to be reinflated every 2.5 hours. Supporting balcony frame. Until everything is handled properly. The 2 of them finally relaxed. Then his wife chopped the side dishes and arranged them on a plate, and intend to put several pieces. Whole wheat bread as a primary source of carbohydrates. Finally, remove the baking tray from the oven. The room was instantly filled with the explosive aroma of meat. The 2 finally relaxed after a tiring day, starting a big belly. As the heat was replenished, the body warmed up. Having eaten and drunk their fill, the 2 decided to get out of the car and take a stroll. They didn't want to miss such a stunning, snowy night view. A blizzard that lasted all afternoon almost submerged the RV. To test whether the RV could start at this time. Start and return to the driver's seat. Unfortunately, the doorknob had already been frozen. Fortunately, the RV allows access to the driver's cabin from the inside. Dual indoor heating system. This ensured the engine could start successfully. The dog was almost frozen solid at this point. Upon returning to the car, however, it was discovered that the waterproof canopy had almost collapsed. But they showed no impatience whatsoever. After all, such a cold, blizzard-stricken environment, it has long exceeded the scope of expanding the inflatable shed. Jade. Then repeat the same method. Remove the chicken blood and inflate the air again. Finally, I could get ready to go to bed. Taha retrieved the extendable table to the ground. Next, cover it with the 2 spare sofa cushions. The sofa can then be used as a double bed. The blizzard continued the next morning. Under the ravages of the blizzard, the environment became completely blurred. Expansion. After a night of blizzard, the plastic sheeting could no longer hold up. They could only let the blizzard cover and erode them. At this time, his wife woke up before Taha. He quickly opened the car window to observe the extended floor. Even worse, the car doors were blocked by snow and plastic sheeting. Even with all my might, I couldn't open it. In this way, we can change our lives. The half-meter-tall dog was instantly buried in the snow, unable to move. At this time, the The two owners couldn't help but laugh at the comical little dog. Take my head and pay me. One night of violence. The snow piled up to the wife's waist. The car body was completely covered with a layer of ice. The icicles under the eaves were almost half a meter long. It seems that everything has been evolved by the snow. My wife came back from her walk. 50 years older. The colors in the sky changed with the blizzard. Taha was also clearing snow from the roof of the car. Transform into Santa Claus. Oh. If nothing unexpected happens, the dog is about to suffer. Taha grabbed the puppy and threw it into the snowdrift. I almost got the dog lost. Feeling surprisingly relaxed in such an extremely cold place. That's the charm of snow camping. At this time, Taha was seen carrying a stick as he rushed into the forest. It was precisely because their drones were affected by the low temperature. This caused it to fall onto the tree. He kept causing tree branches to drop the drone. Fortunately, it was not damaged. Due to the excessive snowfall at this time, so they planned to hurry. Store tools and equipment and handle snow accumulation. Then he returned to the driver's seat and started the RV, slowly driving away from this white area. Just because the weather forecast predicts a storm today. Raging wind and snowstorm. Taha then took his wife. The boy and the dog arrived in this wilderness area. Just to experience real wilderness snow camping. And have a big meal in the snow-covered forest. Taha then accelerated the construction of the RV's extension platform. Make a hard, thickened layer. Plastic film can provide shelter from wind and rain for small platforms. It was getting late. Snowflakes slowly descended. The fire in the furnace was blazing. Taha, a Turk. Naturally, he was a master of barbecue. They prepared the marinated raw meat in advance. Place on the grill. Only add it to the plate when the aroma of the meat is fully released. The side dishes that his wife was in charge of also smelled delicious. Sprinkle some shredded cheese on top, and it's ready to serve. The couple, exhausted after a long day. Finally, we can start enjoying dinner. You would never guess this. What's the view like outside the RV? My wife just finished washing the dishes and kitchen utensils. A blizzard also descended outside. In this forest, due to the temperature changing at night and the sudden drop in snowfall, Taha had to seal the curtain completely. Then a few more pieces of firewood were added to the stove. Ensure the temperature inside the snowplow RV remains constant. The blizzard will expand in just half an hour. A layer of snow was placed on top of the exhibition layer. Taha also quickly got up and started. A violent storm raged outside. Watching a movie inside the RV. The two felt very comfortable while drinking coffee. As darkness fell completely, the couple turned off their camping lights. Closed the RV door tightly. I planned to spend my first night back in my little bed. And their hit-adjustable desk was now at its lowest position. The bedboard was transformed into a large bed. Listening to the cold wind outside and the sound of snowflakes falling on the car roof lulls me to sleep. The forest was already buried under snow by the next morning. The waterproof plastic membrane of the extended layer was almost crushed. The first thing Taha did upon waking was to confirm, and cleaning up the extended layer. If the expansion layer collapsed, this could potentially be the car. After inflating and supporting the air supply, re-inflate the air. Taha went back to her little bed for a nap. And all the trees in the forest, almost all of them were covered with icing sugar. There was no sound left in the forest of adversity. Until the two of them woke up, naturally. The sky gradually brightened. The first thing Taha does when he gets up is walk the dog. Take a breath of the fresh forest air. The windshield was completely frozen and covered in chicken blood, but he felt much more relaxed. This was the initial reason why the two chose to go snow camping. In the boundless wilderness forest. Enjoy a picnic. Enjoy a blizzard. Extremely decompression. Born in Turkey. The couple had a better understanding of barbecue. So even the first meal. Still can't live without fried meat. After enjoying a hearty meal, Taha cleared the snow from the extended roof. The current blizzard season is still. They planned to store all the facilities and tools, return to the cockpit and clear the snow from the windows. Then start the vehicle, and then, swaying and rocking, it drove away from this frigid land. And they are also about to embark on their next blizzard camping trip. Journey. That day, the couple went camping in their RV, as usual. Unfortunately, I just stepped into. Then they faced a blizzard. The poor visibility forced them to drive slowly. As they were crossing this snowy path in the forest, the blizzard in the sky was mixed with rain. Make the road muddy. Their RV was now stuck in the mud. Become clear. Taha and his wife were thus forced to get out of the car to check its condition. It turned out that both the front and rear right wheels were stuck in the mud at the same time. Unable to move, Taha returned to the driver's seat amidst the snow and ice. I planned to floor the accelerator and try to escape the mud. To avoid suffering alone, Taha took the dog out of the car. Enjoy the blizzard together. In order to escape this land of hunger and cold as soon as possible, heading to the campsite, Taha first pulled out the safety rope from the front of the vehicle. Links on the tree. Then he asked his wife to find an iron shovel inside the car. After removing some of the soil in front of and behind the tire, he returned to the driver's seat and floored the accelerator in an attempt to save himself. Ultimately, it turned out to be a pointless struggle. At this time, Taha had to walk to a location with a signal to call for help. On the white land, ravaged by a blizzard. Rescue team. They are trying their best to save this red unit. They dispatched to snowplows for rescue. The tires were already completely submerged by this time. The train car was also covered with a layer of Sprite. The rescue team immediately towed. The RV is towed using a rope connected to its safety rope. But what can be done about 10 minutes of effort? The RV remained completely still. Actually, it's because the snowmelt on the right side had already accumulated into rivers. Have no choice. The rescue vehicle could only change direction and tow it from the front. But this Tenton Unimog, the rescue vehicle was able to lift its head directly. Finally, with the assistance of a second rescue vehicle, Taha welded the throttle shut. They managed to drive out of the mud. The couple also, finally, they can start their snowy outing again. They were led onto the right path. They chose a relatively open space. And the blizzard at this moment was completely different from what it had been before. A blizzard in a difficult situation is a burden. And a relaxed blizzard is the best medicine. Taha attached the retractable link of the RV to the door. Convenient for entry and exit. However, the interior space was much larger than I expected. Not only does it have an integrated control console to operate the lighting system, heating systems can also be used. Adjust the car interior temperature as needed. The open kitchen allows the two of them to showcase their culinary skills. Train-style storage cabinets above. It can store a large number of daily necessities. The telescopic table in the center descends. A stone can then be used as a cozy bed. What followed was the blues of the sky. And this matter. The couple are working together to create a culinary masterpiece. For Turkey. For the couple who were born and raised in the area, every meal must include grilled meat. Only then can you truly enjoy your meal. Taha marinated the ribs at home in advance. Place on the grill. The wife had already neatly arranged the kitchen utensils. Then, the three of them finally found rest in the evening after a tiring day. Start with large pieces of belly. Fan Butcher's wife then placed the table parallel to the sofa. 20 degrees Celsius in the snow and ice. It further highlights the cozy atmosphere inside the RV. Taha tests engine. turn on the searchlights to enjoy the snow scene. When they both felt sleepy, they crawled into bed to rest. The forest was shrouded in a misty fog in the early morning. The red RV looked particularly striking against the snow. The couple were sleeping comfortably at that moment. Taking a nap, when I woke up naturally, the outside was already relatively sunny. Their first step was to get off the bus. Take a breath of fresh air. The cold air was accompanied by a night of strong winds. The blizzard submerged the hood and windows of the car. The wife fried the meat in the pan. As the house filled with a fragrant aroma, finally, I can enjoy my first meal of the day. However, Taha still had some work to do after getting off the bus. He put on gloves and carefully cleared the snow off the car, piece by piece. Even in my spare time, I don't forget to play with the puppy for a while. Finally, he opened the car door and returned to the driver's seat. Start the RV and slowly drive away from this white land. Embarking on the next extreme snow adventure,